I started this a little over 12 years ago.
Yeah.
I moved from Detroit City to Jackson, Michigan. We had no beat cops there, and I wanted to make a difference in society. I called up a local radio station, proclaimed myself as Captain Jackson, crime fighter.
And you had to put some meat behind it. You had to go do some crime fighting.
Well, what happened was, within a couple days, people were calling in curious about me, and they were saying things like, well, she's got to wear a cape and a mask and a cowl. So I gave the public what they wanted. I started patrolling. And all of a sudden, the business owners in the downtown area, they came out and they would thank me for what I was doing. And I was like, well, cool. My way to give back to society.
And your main thing is just patrolling, eyes and ears, and then reporting. Is that right? Do you actually jump into crimes the way Phoenix does?
Basically what it is in our, jurisdiction.
You're a neighborhood watch. You're
basically, yes.
Good. And have you reported much crime?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's take some audience questions. Here we go. I know these guys, our audience is anxious to chat with these folks.
What would you have said 10 to 15 years ago if someone told you that you'd be wearing a costume, running the streets, and fighting crime?
I think a better question, or at least not a better question, a better way to answer your question is, like, a while back, let's put me at like 17, I would have thought it would be strange to go out and fight crime dressed this way. But I also think it's strange if a guy can wear a black and gold suit dressed up like a pseudo-Batman and literally run into 120 criminals. Something's failed somewhere else. I don't think that I'm the weird one. I feel like other people, I have to draw attention to the fact that there's a huge crime problem, and how am I finding it and the police aren't?
All right, we actually have a police officer, Joe Allen, from the Glendale, California Police Department here, and he has an important message for all of us, so I'll give you a chance to speak. You're the professional. You see these guys at work. I mean, it's appealing, I must say, but it must be dangerous.
Absolutely, and I commend your activism. Although we generally discourage this type of over-involvement and participating and thwarting and intervening in crime.
It could unravel things.
It can escalate, and you're never quite aware of the total circumstances, or perhaps the unexpected or hidden dangers. Maybe the person has a weapon that you didn't know about at the time.
Or there's somebody nearby with a weapon.
That's correct. So, although what they're doing is admirable, and I'm sure they've
is it legal?
It is legal to intervene and to come to a person's aid.
I understand you sometimes will restrain people, like you get in a drug bust and handcuff somebody to a pipe.
It's actually, those are unconfirmed, which I won't confirm now.
Unconfirmed report. Can they make a citizen's arrest? Is that possible?
They can make citizen's arrest. As long as that arrest is lawful and is correct, that they are covered with certain amounts of liability that would cover them during that. The unfortunate circumstances is if they're wrong,
it's kidnapping.
They're no longer covered for any type of injury that they may have occurred during that to the person, or during that perhaps false arrest.
And there's a lot of liability when you go into something like this. This is a GoPro. I strap it to my chest. So now a cop can see everything I saw. And then this plugs into actually a cop cruiser, and I can actually download the video right on the spot. And there's a few key words. For example, I feel threatened. That word comes out, and you feel threatened. There's no, there's nothing in court where they can say, well, maybe you didn't feel threatened, and you can say, I said it. You be very vocal.
Now, I want to be very cautious about what people at home are thinking. We don't want to spawn a generation of superheroes. So what's the message to people at home?
Well, like I said, generally we discourage this type of activity.
It's vigilante. Vigilante justice, which goes historically has gone back. Potentially it's that. I'm just saying, it's potential to be that. We're communicating to a lot of people here on television. It's the potential.
With all the best of intentions, there is potential for some danger to themselves by being involved. We do encourage, for most people, and generally our desire is for citizens to become the best witness possible. Report to 911, summon some aid, video if possible. All of our phones have that capability for the most part out there. Take some photographs. Be the best witness possible.
Thank you, officer. Well said. Thank you. I think you'd agree with that, wouldn't you? Better to have a victim and a witness than two victims.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the last word, Phoenix.
Same as the police wear protective gear, we wear protective gear, and since ours is bought privately, it's actually up to a higher standard than the police gear most police officers in my entire city wear. I respond with the way that we respond to things, with being we don't jump into situations that are out of our control. We don't. And that's where you get into this weird line of overreacting. We don't overreact to situations. We really do help officers. And the fact that I'm willing to videotape myself doing it is exactly what lets people know you're on that line.
But that's the caution I want to give to people out there.
Oh,
You
yeah.
really are very clear about what your job is.
40-person legal team, video cameras you wouldn't believe necessary.
Thank you, guys. Now, for more information on these real-life superheroes and many others, you can visit reallifesuperheroes.com. That's right, that's a website, and there are others. We'll be right back.